we learned about writing functions, and that's where we store a set of instructions to be called later. And so here's an example. Inside the script tag, we have a function defined. The function is called convert to meters, and the open and curly brace define what all is going to be stored into that location, convert to meters. And when we call convert to meters, it will execute that function. Well, remember, we call a function by using the function's name and then open and close parentheses. In this case, there are no parameters for this function, so we just use open and close with no parameters. So here, this example, it's saying, when you click the button, call the function convert to meters. If we defined our function inside the script tag, it can find that function and execute it. Let's take a look at an example. So here I have added a script tag with a function defining convert to meters. All it does is an alert to say it will be implemented later. And we want to call that function when we click on the button. Well, we define our JavaScript for the click in the attribute onclick. So what I want to do is call the function. Well, how do I call the function? Well, if I was writing that in my JavaScript, I would just type in the name of the function, and since it has no parameters, do an open and close parentheses to execute it. If I save that and refresh, it does get executed. But we don't always want to execute it when the page opens. Sometimes we want to execute it on the button. So let's move this function call from the code into the attribute onclick. We remember that these attributes have to be surrounded by quotation marks, so that doesn't change even though it's a function call. And we just call convert to meters. Now, if we refresh the page after saving, we can call convert to meters, and that function is going to be executed every time we click the button. And it's nice because we don't have to worry about changing single and double quotation marks because the attribute is separated from the strings, and we're just calling functions.